if you sit with that momentarily in stillness and quiet and think about what you would do if that were given to you right now, right in this moment, no time, if you collapse time right now, pay attention to how your body responds if you actually got that thing. Because if it starts negatively reacting, then that's where you go find that limiting belief and the programming that is preventing you from achieving said things. Hey y'all, my name is Callie and welcome back to my channel. I am a certified embodiment coach, and on this channel I like to talk about embodiment, inner work, life's aha moments, mental health, and so much more. On today's episode, I am going to talk about how you can use the power of your body to uncover your limiting beliefs. So stick around. This is going to be really useful for you. All right, y'all, let's dive into it. So the body is amazing and it has this amazing ability to store memory inside of itself. This is not just like memory of recalling, dates or a memory that you have. You physically store memory in your body. This is energy and emotions. And this is a great thing and a bad thing too. A lot of people know about yes, your body had to tell you that you weren't safe to approach the lion, you're gonna get eaten, you gotta store that as a way to not do that again. Well, flash forward to modern day where the type of trauma and stress we experience is different, but we're still physiologically built the way we were thousands and thousands of years ago. So the way our body is still functioning as if that we were being approached by a predator, like an animal or something like that. So what this also means is that if we experience something in early childhood, and this is usually between ages of 1 and 7, but this can go all the way through your teenage years, that when certain scenarios arise, we are automatically downloading and programming things, but our brain does not know the difference at the time whether something is actually happening or right or wrong. We just automatically plug in a program based on how we receive information. So something could have happened to you as a child that maybe if you looked at it now, that it wasn't a life or death situation, but because you were a child and didn't know better, you gave a certain meaning to it. And that is programmed your body and your mind and spirit and everything to operate in a certain way. So that includes our limiting beliefs. And these are always running. The limiting beliefs are always running, whether we know it or not. And for some of us, some of our limiting beliefs are on a more conscious level. It's kind of easier to see where you do have limiting beliefs. You might just consciously know that I think that it's hard to lose weight. I've tried everything. Whereas we have these deeply rooted subconscious beliefs that we don't know are running the show. And unfortunately, what this does is create certain vibrations and frequencies in our bodies that we're always giving off, not to mention that is running the program of how we think. It's all tied together. And yes, you can mentally uncover these beliefs. However, if you don't uncover where they are in the body, it's still going to be a part of you because it's all connected. There's a reason why it all functions together as one operating system. We're not separate parts running different from each other. It's all cohesive. So, you might have thought that, you mentally were over something really traumatic that happened to you. But maybe you have a pain in your body that you can't explain because there was never really any blunt force trauma, but you have had ongoing pain, for instance, like in your lower back or in your right shoulder. Well, what that means is that somewhere along the line, the emotions and the energy related to specific scenarios that you encountered and were a part of have lodged themselves inside your body, and the body has not been able to fully express the feeling of shaking out trauma, or you continue to maybe put your anger in a particular place in your body and you don't even realize that you're doing it. So it's collecting energy in a particular spot of your body. Same goes with limiting beliefs. We create a narrative about something, we give meaning to something, but that does live somewhere in your body. So how can we uncover our limiting beliefs? By incorporating our body and figuring out where it's living in our body. Well, I'm going to use myself as an example. So, recently, I have been on a journey with different spiritual practices. I've been doing some courses in Kabbalah, and recently I have been really trying to figure out why I've had issues in my love life and with abundance, which typically tend to be correlated anyway. And I've released a lot of stuff the past several months, but I still have not really been able to pinpoint what this core belief is that is preventing me from manifesting certain things in my life. Well, I did an exercise that David Guillaume recommended, and that is writing down all of your desires. That is one thing that makes us human, and that we were put here with desires. So that's your physical desires, your emotional desires, like spiritual desires, all of it. Anything that's related to wealth, abundance, careers, relationships, your success. Write everything that you can possibly think of that you desire. So I did this. I wrote all of it down, and I started reading over it. And from my understanding, when you study Kabbalah, they said you literally should be able to collapse time to manifest anything within seconds, really. So when I thought about this, I was like, okay, just think about if that perfect soulmate of mine were to literally appear out of thin air right now, what would I do? So I gave myself space and grounded myself and took many deep breaths and just put myself in a meditative state. And as I did this, I thought about, Callie, your soulmate is arriving right now. He is about to appear right now. What are you going to do? And when I started really feeling the feeling of what that would feel like, I noticed in my left leg, it started contracting and shaking like crazy. And not in a fun way. It was really weird, which I have dealt with this uncontrollable shaking in this leg before, and this has happened 2 years ago. I thought that I had worked through this, but what that told me was that it wasn't just related to assault that I had experienced in the past. There was something even deeper, and there was a limiting belief that was trapped inside my leg, because if I thought that the perfect person for me was showing up right now, why would I be freaking out in a bad way? Why would my body respond in this way? So I was able to scan through my body and realize that there was a limiting belief that I needed to dig up and allow to reveal through my body. So as I sat with this, and y'all, I have spent actually several days allowing my body to release this. So what I did was I went and laid on my yoga mat and started talking to my leg, which the left side of the body is considered your feminine and receiving side. And what I began to uncover was that, one, I am a hyper-independent woman, and that was living inside of that. And what that really means was that I do not feel safe receiving. And on top of that, another limiting belief had arisen too, was that I feel like that I have to overgive in order to receive, and that I'm not allowed to receive in stillness. So there's limiting beliefs there with feeling safe enough to receive love and abundance, and also feeling that I'm not worthy enough unless I have something just as good to give back, if not more. And that receiving is a reward. So this has been trapped inside this leg for years and years and years. So I sat with that and allowed my leg to move the way it needed to move. Lots of memories started arising, and I just journaled everything that was coming to mind and recalling memories where I felt that I had to give more, or where I was rewarded for being independent, or where I felt like I had to perform for love. That it's better if I just do it myself, and feeling sort of a sense of neglect. Well, the thing is that all that energy has been locked into that part of my body for years. So I've been sitting with that for days and days, and it's slowly finally releasing this pattern. And I would go back towards the end of the day and do the same body scan exercise and meditation, like, Callie, the person that you so desire is here right now. And each time I would go through this and talk to my leg, let it move the way that it needed to, allow this energy to contract and shake and whatever it needed to do. And there was even a point where I went into a certain stretch and I unlocked a knot that has probably been in there for years. And I started allowing myself to just scream obscenities because there was anger trapped in there too. And over the course of 2.5, 3 days, when I went back to that same meditation again, my leg has slowly stopped reacting. to that thought, which means I've started to reprogram the limiting belief. And folks, you all can do this with any potential limiting belief. What I really want to emphasize here is that if you have certain things that you're struggling with, abundance, relationship, whatever it is, if you sit with that momentarily in stillness and quiet and think about what you would do if that were given to you right now, right in this moment, no time, if you collapse time right now, pay attention to how your body responds if you actually got that thing. Because if it starts negatively reacting, then that's where you go find that limiting belief and the programming that is preventing you from achieving said things. And this can take, like for instance, days with me, can take months. Give yourself time, but you have to listen to what your body's telling you. And what the body has to do is unlock that frozen emotion, that frozen memory. It's literally frozen in time in your body. But if you welcome it, talk to it, allow it to know that it's safe now, that we're not doing that anymore, that you're okay, eventually it will play out the pattern and you will be able to release it. And then once that's released, start welcoming in what you're trying to welcome into your life. So folks, I hope that was helpful. Remember, you can do this with anything that you're trying to work on. And if you all want additional help, I am available for coaching for embodiment. I am an embodied dance teacher. And I think there's so many different ways that we can use embodiment as a tool, even if that's through painting, stretching, dancing, all of it. I'm here for you to support you, and I'm on this journey too. So I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you have tried something like this before, leave a comment, or if you didn't know that you could even do this to uncover your limiting beliefs, leave me a comment as well. Definitely hit that subscribe button, help me reach more people, and I will see you all on the next one, okay?